The Texas live oak tree is a tree that grows all over the Texas hill country. Like this one here behind me, a lot of times you'll see them grow in a cluster. They'll all group together and grow up as one, and they'll fight to get to the sunlight. I'm going to show you one real quick that's taken an extraordinary journey to find the sunlight. This live oak tree, I don't know how long it's been here, but it was here when we purchased the property about 14 years ago. In fact, there was a cluster of them, but we had to take several out in order to build the back of our house. Now, we did push it as far toward the front of the lot as we could. In fact, there was another one just right here next to it that branched out that way, about the same size, but it eventually was toppling over and coming out of the ground, so we had to cut it out. But this one here is fighting to survive. Now, we went ahead and took the measures to put a brace on it when we moved in, and you can see how I've got this piece of cedar cut that was grown into a Y, and I've blocked it up in here to try and give it just a little bit of support, and I think it's helping. But I'll show you what's really helping this tree stay up. Now, it's about, I don't know, maybe 18 inches in diameter down there at the base. And you can see how it's putting out shoots all up and along, reaching for the sunshine. But let's just walk along and let me show you what this tree looks like. It's growing out horizontally, looking for the sun. Got some shoots up there reaching toward the sky, and it keeps reaching until it can find a place where it has some sunshine. This here is one of those old cedar trees. You can see where my feral cat's been up there clawing at it. That's okay, she likes to climb up here on the branches. Now, this one over here, in this cluster of live oaks, in particular, this little one right here. Now, this one's maybe 10 inches at the base, right here on the edge of my pool. Let's follow it along and see where it goes. Again, it's looking for sunshine, so it's putting out shoots, looking for the sun. Let's just follow along. Keeps going out, keeps going out. Now, what it's done, it's grown up and rested on top of this cedar branch. It's out here getting some sun, but it's totally dependent upon this cedar branch. Now, we got this big old gnarly cedar tree right here. And that's what's holding that tree up, actually. And that's probably about, oh gosh, 30 feet out as it comes back down. Now, we try to take care of these live oaks as best we can, keep them alive, keep the Spanish moss out of them. We've been lucky, we haven't had the oak wilt, so that's a good thing. Speaking of the feral cat, there she is, hanging out. We've had her for about, I guess, 8 years, or I'm sorry, she's had us for about 8 years. Found her trapped in the garage, and she's been around ever since. The neighbors love her. She's a good mousers. Does pretty good with snakes too. So she just kind of hangs out, takes it easy, comes in when the weather gets bad. But for the most part, she spends time outside. We don't have a litter box because she's really more of a feral cat, lives outdoors, totally self-sufficient. Like she's being camera shy right now. Take a little walk. There's that stand of live oak I was just talking about. Reaching for the sunshine. We do have a lot of the cedar. Cedar is just about everywhere around here. Now, we thought about cutting these out, but they're so predominant that if we would have cut them all out, it would have been a straight shot back to the back of the lot. And I don't know if you can hear that highway noise or not, but we keep them because they do a pretty good job of blocking out the noise. Back here's my lumber pile. Lots of cut firewood. Here's where I'll normally stage my brush pile. It's empty right now because past weekend was brush pickup, so I got all that cut out. Along the back side of the fence here, this is where we've got our septic sprays, and you'll notice that the grass is really super green. What I did last year, I put out a couple of St. Augustine sprigs just to see what they would do. It's about the greenest grass on my whole lot here. Of course, it's got the septic spray out here, so it's doing really well, but it's really taken over. That's kind of what I wanted. This is just a big open spot I've got back here. I don't have anything planned for it. I come back here and I'll mow it every once in a while. Little mesquite tree. I've been trying to let it grow. It's doing okay. Doesn't really serve much of a purpose, but you want to be careful around these. I don't know if you can see that thorn or not. That bad boy is sharp, and you don't want to walk into it. You kind of try to keep this one going. It's doing okay. Growing pretty straight, not too bad. Now I am standing in what they've declared a 100-year floodplain. So we won't put anything back here because of that reason. We won't put any structures or anything like that. But it is good for kind of blocking the noise. It does a pretty good job. Got a nice stand. Mostly that nasty old cedar, but there is an oak. There's another live oak right there, reaching for the sun, doing well. We do have quite a bit of these trees here, and I'm not exactly sure what this is. If any of you guys know what this is, leave me a comment down below. These leaves are real itchy when you rub up against them. They've got some type of sap that they've got on them, and a lot of times in the fall they'll drip a bunch of ooey gooey stuff on the vehicle. So I really don't like it, but you know, it does provide some shade, and this one's back here and it's not causing anybody any trouble, but if you brush up against it, you're going to know it. Kind of nice back here now. You hear the birds chirping and singing. Got some more wood stacked up just in case. You never know. We do have a lot of mountain laurel, and that's what this is. This is a mountain laurel tree right here. Got some pods on it. Those things smell so good when they're in bloom. Let's see, now right here, as we get around this mountain laurel, now this one right here, that's one of our wild Texas persimmons. Now we haven't had any fruit off of this tree in a few years, but we've got, gosh, I don't know, dozens of these around the property. There's some of that cedar that was damaged from the freeze, from the ice storm we had this past winter. You can see there how they're broken and bent over. I thought I got most of those out, but I missed a couple. This is one. And when these cedars die, this is kind of what they look like, just old, nasty, gnarly, wicked looking branches. You probably need to come and cut that out. It's just a nuisance. Some more mountain laurel. Well, like I said, I'm walking in our floodplain. It's a 100-year floodplain, and we've never had water come up to the point that I'm at right now, but I'll show you where we have had water come up to. Right around the corner here, we're going to come up to the creek bed, and I have had water up to here. I've got a video, I'll put a link up here. I have had this be a rushing river, if you will, covered with water. Got another nice mesquite tree right there along the back. Doing really well. Another beautiful mountain laurel right there sitting in the middle of it, doing really well. Another back little meadow we got here. Of course, now this will flood. If we get torrential rain, this will be full of water. In fact, a few years ago we had a tree fall, and we came back here and cut it up real quick and stacked all the lumber just right there along the edge. Got a torrential rain, creek over here filled up. All that wood wound up way back in those trees. That's what that last stack you saw there was all that lumber that we had retrieved. Lumber, firewood. And down here is where our creek bottom is. And this is a seasonal creek. It's been dry quite a while. We have to put up no trespassing signs, because we do have trespassers, because since we've moved in, they built a subdivision right over there past that big old live oak. There's houses just right beyond there. So, and we have had curious trespassers come up on the property. I guess they think, well, I don't see a house, so it must be a place to explore, but it's not. Somebody owns it. In fact, we had one guy tell us, well, nobody owns this property. And I said, buddy, this is Texas. All this property is owned by somebody. Might not be you, but it is owned by somebody. Nice little creek bottom. You know, we try to take care of this. Try to keep it where we can come back here and put up a fire pit just for fun. Don't use it for anything, but we got a lot of game that runs back here. I put up game cameras and we'll have game that'll come through here. We've had deer and pigs and fox and coyote all the damn time. But you know, just a nice little back lot to have. We kind of like it. Little butterfly flying around. Looking for some place to land. You know, the Texas Hill Country is a wonderful place. If you ever get a chance to visit, come on down. I think you'll really, really love it. It's hot right now. I'm not going to lie to you. It's cooling off here in the evening of the day. But, you know, it was up to 100 today. And, but that's okay. You get used to it. If you get a chance to come down, come to the Texas Hill Country. You won't be disappointed. If you guys like this video, why don't you go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber yet, why not go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now and hit that notification bell, and you'll get notified each and every time I upload some new content. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. You guys have a blessed day. Thanks. What do you say, kitty cat?